When I said I wanted my mac and cheese to be handheld, they all said the same thing. Look, a talking cheetah.
Here are 10 times fast food didn't meet expectations, Part 4.
Just look at these beauties. You can tell they're original by the orange Cheetos detailing.
Taco Bell Waffle Taco.
Taco Bell?
Yes! Despite its more than satisfactory menu, there is one thing that Taco Bell has proven time and again that they're not experts at, and that's breakfast. Take the waffle taco, for instance. That was one major train wreck if we've ever seen one. The idea started off strong, a taco made out of a waffle. Genius, right? While great in theory, there were many problems when it came to the actual execution. The taco-like shaped waffle was described as soggy, sticky, and overall highly disappointing.
Get ready for the team bus to forget you at a Taco Bell because life is tough.
And the additional toppings didn't receive any glowing reviews either. The bland and bouncy eggs paired with a boring sausage patty didn't impress anyone. Arguably, the only good thing that came out of the waffle taco was the packets of syrup you could drizzle on top. And even then, it was a total mess.
How do you think I heard of Taco Bell? I Googled diarrhea and your name came up.
In the end, some people truly enjoyed Taco Bell's breakfast delight, but it wasn't enough to make it a permanent menu item, and the chain eventually pulled the creation out of production. Domino's Chicken Taco Pizza.
Oh, pizza man! Pizza man! I got pizza here! Who wants pizza man?
It's pretty hard to mess up a pizza. Think about it. You can put almost anything you want on top, and the results are almost guaranteed to be positive. Well, one of the more famous pizza joints that's not afraid to push the limit is Domino's. Let's focus on the chicken taco pizza the chain once concocted. In theory, this pizza shouldn't be disappointing, given that the toppings included grilled chicken, taco seasoning, fresh onions, tomatoes, green peppers, and tons of cheese. 3 kinds to be exact: American, cheddar, and mozzarella.
Dad, cheese truck!
So what was it about this pizza that didn't meet the expectations of its heavenly description? Let's cut into a slice to find out. Opinions from people who tried the chicken taco pizza differ greatly from delicious to distasteful, but most agreed that this pizza as a whole was a giant mess.
Hola! Welcome to Domino's Taco Shack. Would you like to try our taco pizza?
With unequally distributed toppings, weird flavor combinations, and texture issues, the general verdict for this seemingly experimental pizza was that it missed the mark. McDonald's McAfrika.
Your mama is so stupid, she thinks an iMac is a new hamburger at McDonald's.
McDonald's has delivered many amazing menu items over the years, and they've almost all been huge successes. In the case of the McAfrika, though, it was all a question of bad taste and lack of tact. Back in 2002, McDonald's in Norway and Denmark began selling the McAfrika, which was promoted as a limited edition Olympic Games item and was said to be based on an authentic African recipe.
Right.
The burger, consisting of beef, cheese, tomatoes, and salad, sandwiched between 2 flat slices of pita bread, had everything to make it a hit. However, the problem had nothing to do with the flavor, but rather when and where it was marketed. You see, Norway is one of the richest countries in the world, and the burger was released at a time when Africans were struggling the most. 12 million people were facing starvation in southern Africa. Talk about bad timing.
Cancel!
Understandably, it was not well received and it generated a good amount of bad publicity for the fast food chain. Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger.
These pretzels are making me thirsty!
Let's face it, Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger sounds like a dream come true. It's got all of the ingredients to make it the perfect, comforting burger. A 1/4 pounder beef patty, 3 strips of applewood smoked bacon, crispy fried onions, Munster cheese, smoky honey mustard, warm beer cheese sauce, and pickles on a toasted, soft pretzel bun.
And here come the pretzels.
sounds unbelievable, right? Well, not as unbelievable as the impressive amount of fat, sodium, and calories that are packed inside this bad boy. With 730 calories, 44 grams of fat, and just over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, it's definitely not a burger for the faint of heart. And on top of everything, if you want to make this beast even more deadly, you can add more beef patties and even swap out the beef for a fried chicken breast.
Am I all right? Yeah, I mean, we're all right. Are you all right?
So yeah, a little excessive, perhaps? Burger King Mac and Cheetos.
That mac and cheese looks unbelievable.
If there's one comfort food that will never get old, it's mac and cheese. So much so that back in 2017, Burger King found a way to take this classic food and make it a star of their menu. Creating a classic yet potentially unusual pairing, the mac and cheese was mixed with Cheetos to give you the perfect cheesy, crunchy combination. A match made in heaven, you'd think.
A cheese within a cheese. Mind blown.
However, the issue didn't come from the flavor pairings. The problem was convenience, or really more like the lack thereof. These little bite-sized, deep-fried sticks of mac and cheese were coated in a Cheetos-flavored breading and were pretty similar to mozzarella sticks. You see where this is going, right?
Maybe he got freaky with some Cheetos.
Anyone who's had Cheetos knows about the dreaded messiness caused by uncontrollable Cheetos dust. The story was no different for this delectable treat. Alas, maybe they could have stuck around longer had they come with a warning. May cause a serious case of Cheetos fingers. McDonald's Travis Scott meal.
Oh yeah, and my Sprite.
The Travis Scott meal, or Cactus Jack meal, was highly anticipated from the moment the collab was announced. People were so excited to see what the hype was all about, and they rushed to their Golden Arches locations to get their hands on one. The meal included a quarter-pounder topped with cheese, bacon, onions, and lettuce, served with fries, barbecue sauce, and a Sprite.
You gotta have the barbecue sauce on the side with fries.
All for $6. Seems too good to be true, right? Well, in a way it was. You see, aside from having Travis Scott's name attached to it, this meal didn't offer anything special with it. The meal was pretty standard, leaving people a little disappointed that it didn't bring anything special to the table. To make things worse, according to the founder of Food Addiction Reset, the fact that the meal was endorsed by a celebrity and had a lot of sweet and salty ingredients promoted food addiction. Plus, considering Travis Scott's not-so-family-friendly lyrics, maybe the collaboration wasn't the best decision for McD's. Of course, the chain is no stranger to celebrity endorsements and has made several since then. However, this one in particular was considered a letdown for many.
You want me to bring you some McDonald's?
Okay.
Subway Fritos Chicken Enchilada Melt.
This fresh, delicious, tasty, meaty.
Subway is all about its eat fresh motto, or at least it tries to be as much as possible. But when it released the Fritos Chicken Enchilada Melt, it lost all of its remaining fresh and healthy credibility. The name of the sandwich might not raise any red flags if it were sold at a chain like Taco Bell. However, for Subway, this was an incredibly bold move.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
The original topping combination included pulled chicken, Monterey cheddar cheese, authentic enchilada sauce, and crunchy Frito bits with your choice of veggies. Since it's Subway, though, you could pretty much customize your sandwich whichever way you wanted. The unique pairing of chicken and Fritos definitely created a dynamic texture all its own, which apparently had to be enjoyed right out of the oven for the optimal experience.
I eat 3 every day to help keep me strong.
Otherwise, you were left with a lukewarm, halfway crunchy sub. While the official melt isn't available anymore, you can always create your very own personalized option by adding a bag of Fritos or any other chips to your sub, and voila! Popeyes Raspberry Cheesecake Fried Pie.
Popeye's chicken is the shiznit.
Popeyes thought they hit the jackpot with the launch of their raspberry cheesecake fried pie. While it contained all the necessary elements to be a delicious treat, it wasn't the big success the chain had hoped.
Why?
Once you bite into one, you'll get a fair amount of graham crackers and raspberry flavor, only not the fresh kind. Think more like a sugary jam without the cheesecake aroma. A little ironic, considering it has cheesecake in the name, but that's how the graham cracker crumbles, I guess. Reviewers online have even suggested that Popeyes change the name to something closer to the truth, such as raspberry cream, to avoid misleading the customers into thinking they'll satisfy their cheesecake craving. For the rest of the pie, however, everything was how it should be. A crisp, flaky exterior with a smooth and creamy sweet filling.
I may just sit here and have my cake all day. Just sit here in the hallway and eat my...
So if you can see past the fact that the raspberry cheesecake fried pie doesn't taste like cheesecake, then by all means, you can have your pie and eat it too. A&W Sriracha Cheese Curds.
Yeah, cheese. Yeah.
It seems like we all have a special place in our hearts for cheese. Now, what if you could take things one step further and enjoy some cheese with a little kick? That's exactly what A&W did with their Sriracha Cheese Curds. Or at least they tried.
I can ignore the cheese.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
not-
talk
I'm
about
sorry,
the
just do it.
The curds were 100% Wisconsin cheddar cheese deep-fried sticks spiced up with fiery sriracha. They quickly became a big hit among customers. So big, in fact, that after their initial launch in 2019, the chain reintroduced them to their menu the following year at select locations for a limited time. We've all had cheese curds at some point, and they're always a hit, regardless of how you serve them. However, the issue with these particular curds was the ability to live up to their name. You see, for something that claimed to have sriracha in it, these were incredibly bland. The main complaint people had about the cheese curds was the lack of fire and spice.
I can spice you under the table any day, there, sweet thing.
Perhaps A&W was afraid to go overboard with it, or maybe the customer's spice tolerance was higher than expected. Either way, it's clear a spicier flavor might have been enough to keep them on the menu. Dunkin' Avocado Toast.
Avocado, how about avocado don't?
A couple of years back, the #1 food trend taking over the world was avocados. People were putting it on everything. You couldn't escape them. Dunkin' Donuts understood this shift better than anyone else, or so it seemed. At the beginning of this year, the coffee chain released a new ultimate breakfast item, avocado toast. Like other food items before it, the avocado toast had everything going for it to be successful. A slice of authentic sourdough bread, sea salt and pepper, lemon juice, cherry wood smoked bacon crumbs, everything bagel seasoning, and of course, a creamy avocado spread. Sounds great on paper, right?
It's not Al anymore. It's Dunk.
Dunkachino?
Don't mind if I do.
Unfortunately for Dunkin' Donuts, this was not a fairy tale ending. Since Dunkin' is first and foremost a quick service restaurant, you can imagine that no avocados were actually being freshly prepared in the back. In a viral TikTok video, an employee shamelessly exposed how the toast was really made, leaving most at a loss for words and their appetite.
Avocado toast! We can still make this work!
It turns out the creamy avocado spread comes from a little pre-packaged cup, compromising both taste and freshness, which really isn't what you want as part of your healthy morning breakfast. Get a taste of more great videos. Just tap or click and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell.